one of the things, looking over your career, we had done a program together a number of years ago with David Thompson in conjunction with The Shining, and I promised I won't ask you what it was like to work with Stanley Kubrick, but that having been said, talk about how that project came about, and a little bit about the collaborative process, if in fact it was a collaborative process.
With Kubrick.
Yeah.
It came about because he wanted to make a horror movie. He had investigated other genres, science fiction and so on. And now it was time to make a horror movie. So he read different things, and it came down to my novel, The Shadow Knows, and Stephen King's
The Shadow Knows.
The Shadow Knows, yes, and Stephen King's book, The Shining. And so he chose, for various reasons, The King, but in the process of having talked to me and Stephen King, probably decided I was more docile, or,
A mistake on his part.
that I was the one he wanted to work with him. So that's how it came about. I just kept getting these phone calls from him every night at 11.
So you were not physically together?
No, just this strange man would call and want to talk about literature and everything.
And when it finally got to the screen, did you see any of your work up there? Or?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, I wrote the script. I mean...
Well, I understand that,
yeah.
but he went with it. He didn't necessarily manipulate it to his own
devices. There were some changes. There were... he was very involved in the process all the way along. I wrote it in England, sitting around his house, basically. So there were no surprises by the time the script was finished. When it came to the shooting, he cut out a lot of Wendy's lines. Mm-hmm. In fact, so the wife, Wendy, who ended up the Shelley Duvall character. Yeah. Really has very little to say. And in my version, she was more articulate. But apparently, Kubrick hated her, or hated the way she was saying.
Shelley Duvall?
They didn't get along, he and Shelley Duvall, and he didn't like the way she would say the lines. And so he'd say, "Oh, then never mind, cut that." And so finally it came down to her just screaming a lot, basically. You probably remember.